Hello everyone, it's your favorite FGC VTuber today, back at it again. But this time, this is something really interesting. You guys know I'm an indie dev, and there's something I prefaced a lot about a game being marketable, this and that. Go for you to check out our Vibecast and whatnot. But what I'm gonna focus on, as you guys can see, this is a post from anon. I think it's, I forgot, what is it? Reddit, 4chan. I don't give a fuck. All these stupid text places are the same to me. I only go for leaks way back in the day. I don't really care. But anyways, it's submitted by Edit. It's this green text reposter. About check out the thing. And in here, it's basically saying, supposed golden age of indie games. Unparalleled technology that lets one amateur do the work of 100 professional devs 20 years ago. Absolutely true. No Deus Ex, no System Shock, no GTA 3s, just the same pixel shit platformers over and over and over again. So, I know a lot of people are going to get butthurt by that sentiment, but I get where he's coming from, and I honestly agree a lot. Like, most people don't. Again, these pixel games, whatever, that tends to be what I would say 60 to 80% of what indie games can be to a degree. Most people don't give a shit. And that's what I mean when a game's not marketable. When people want to make their dream game, if it really isn't like, oh, a GTA... Mind you, I would say something that's open world is super mega dope. Don't go for that. But it's not something that's a COD or whatever. Like, there are plenty, but I should say that he's definitely wrong. You know, it's essentially Sandstorm, other stuff. It's just that they seem AAA or AA that you don't realize that they're indie, right? Especially now. Like, don't get me wrong, a couple years back, sure, now, but with Unreal Engine 5 especially, we're seeing a legit rise of what I call AAA indie. Like, my game isn't, you know, that shit. And basically, everyone's agreeing and roasting the shit out of people who make those kind of things. Because I'm gonna be honest, most people don't give a shit about those kind of games. This is what I say too, that people don't give a fuck about indie. It's that style of indie, right? And then even says right here, these are, it's funny he puts examples, but I feel like half of these people don't really care. Like Dusk is basically a Doom-like good thing. The problem is that too many people don't care about that genre, so it is also not marketable, but it's not in the same realm. I would consider this a good Vampire Survivors. It's not a platformer, but the fact that it's 2D immediately puts it in a kind of who gives a shit phase, but it did well. I would say to a degree, Dusk and Vampire are exceptions. Vampire phase less because, again, specifically 2D pixel, whereas Dusk isn't really, yeah, it's pixel, but it's more PS1 than it is, you know, SNES. Like, most people don't just give a shit. I mean, I don't. Even as a gamer, I just don't give a shit about anything pre-PS1. You know, I can't help it. Now, Balatro, I don't really give a shit about Balatro, period. So, I mean, those, like, and to me, I feel like some of these games are like I think Vampire Survivors and Balatro, more so that one, your Fall Guys, whatever, are like a trend and then it fucks off, you know? But, yeah, I would say, again, I think, how old is this? I feel like this is, okay, wait, how old is this? Yeah, that's old. See, that's pretty old. Yeah, see, I like that. Look, and then see, 8-bit Souls like roguelike Cyberpunk. Actually, Cyberpunk's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, you can't even hate on that. I don't see enough Cyberpunk in my personal opinion. Walking Simulator. It's about depression. Visual novel. For a bunch of creative types, they sure aren't being creative. And that's true. No, there's even another meme where it says, make an indie game, and it says, oh, it's two, I think, three roads. One says, I'll make a game about depression or something. I'll make some pixel art, and then the middle of the road is, oh, both. And yeah, that is true. Like, these people aren't very creative. But the thing is, like, of course you're going to get the super nerdy types who make games in the first place. At the end of the day, it's not that big of a surprise that for the longest time, the huge majority of the indie scene is games like this. So I'm not going to throw any slack at them. And honestly, some of them are very good. Others, I don't really give a shit too much, if I'm being honest. The genres themselves, I don't care. Let alone the gameplay, whatever, but there are a handful, but like, you know, I fucks with that. Again, it's just something that strikes with me. Like, you know, I would say we're spoiled for choice when it comes to 2D, platform, this, that, whatever. Most people just don't give a shit. And even then, to me, I've yet, maybe I think there is one or two, like what I would call Mega Man likes, in a sense. And that's where, and then we mainly get fan games. I think another thing is too that I think a lot of things that could be, they're just fan games instead of actual, like, people's own creative ideas. I mean, making a game's just hard. The other things we gotta realize, see, I'm trying to come here to make fun of, but it's like, I understand why it's the case, especially as an indie developer. So I'm not gonna, again, it's kind of like hard to really be like, oh, okay, whatever. But it is good to be like, okay, you know, you sitting here, well, what does one buy my, like, homie, there's like 1,000 of these types of games, you know? And even then, someone right here, looking, what is Glomobatic question? It's always about mode depression. I got over that phase at 17 in my life. And that is just, I can tell some of these people are, I would say maybe 60 to 80% of, I've noticed personally, people who are fans or even dev this stuff are bitches. You know, and they're like, oh, you know, like, yeah, most people don't give a shit about your depression. You know, if you are going to do it really good, and very few do it really fucking good. A good example, I think something like PTSD is not that is well covered, and you would know these people would be morons to never cover that. And I mean real PTSD, like you know, Vietnam veteran PTSD kind of shit, right? PTSD can come from separate forms, but at the end of the day, the one that goes, oh, this is real shit, war. Simple, just war. You know, it's something I've said several times. You don't know what real life sucks dick until you've seen a war, man. Like, that's not the point, regardless. Yeah, again, you know, mainly just kids. And then another one, it says, what lessons AAA? It's like, gamers are brain dead, pedo. Oh, this is some other stupid shit. That has nothing to do. Plenty hours of worth of story game is kind of bonkers to be doing alone, not gonna lie. But you can come up with a solid gameplay mechanics on your own. Yep. Also, if you think there's a problem, be that solution. I mean, that's me. Ignoring the fact that there are many indie games that inspired of the style of System Shock. Yeah, and the thing is, there are, but there are huge. And I think the other problem is publicity, but there's a huge minority. I think that, but at the end of the day, the statement stays true. There's too many of those indie games that kind of sadly cock block all the ones that people do care about. So basically, in short, I'm saying is, anyone's making another one of those kinds, stop. It won't do good. No one cares. You're taking attention from other indie games that honestly deserve it, or do them. But shut the hell up. Be in the corner, you know. It's the same thing why I hate other YouTubers and streamers. Like, shut up. Other people deserve to be famous, not you. Yeah, I'm done being nice about that kind of shit. So you know what? I fucks with that sentiment. Honestly, we're due for an indie Deus Ex, indie GTA Pal World style. I feel like there is an indie GTA though. I could be wrong. And the thing is, I don't really even though for as much as you do, trying to make a GTA is fucking hard. I don't think there's other people, indie devs and devs be like, no, you don't just make a GTA, dude. Like, no, hell no. You need experience to even go there. So that one's, and see, even with Deus Ex, granted, actually, believe it or not, that's a huge inspiration for my game. But again, right now I'm working on a small game before I work on a bigger game, right? And I'm getting a lot of stuff, and I'm giving myself what 2-4 years ish. So yeah, no. Also, you have to have ambition. You have to have ambition, man. Those are ambitious projects, dude. I'd argue the opposite. More powerful computers mean more human effort is required to write out the peak of their abilities. You know what? I think that's a fair case. No problem in the vacuum. But our expectations have escalated a lot. Yeah. You know what? That's true. I think the other problem is too. This is the core of the thing is why these kind of games, even if they are good, our expectations are too high. And like, this is something I noticed. Like, I looked at a game that was worth 25 or 35, indie game. Even though it's worth it, 1000%. My brain could not be like, just it sees pixel art. It says that should be $5. I cannot fucking help it, bro. It cannot be helped. It is something intrinsically, psychologically just attached. And I think part of it, there is a baseline, even for someone as me who appreciates the indie and everything, there's just a bottom line of what you're expecting. And our expectations genuinely, that's why I said to me, PS1 is where we're at. Because we're stagnant. I would say this, if you want to say how much you can charge for a full price game, PS3 era. Because PS3 to PS5, there's fuck off all of a difference. PS2, take $10 off. PS1, take $20 off. Anything after that, $5 bro. Better be $5. Ain't no one paying more to $5 to $10. A good example again. Why did Vampire Survivor kick off? That shit was $5, bro. That is a huge reason it popped off. Huge reason. Ain't no indie game in an economical, psychological standpoint to the average person worth more than $10, bro. That is a reality as an indie dev that these people need to realize. I think that's a huge part of the reason why they don't do as good. Heck, they do better on Game Pass because, oh, you know what? It's here. I'm already paying $15. Might as well. That's why Game Pass has been actually really great for indie games. Because most people aren't going to give that shit a shot. Be me, sad, depressed, mom comes over, she makes pancakes. Yep. Loser, something. I mean, I don't know what's good. That's all right. You couldn't make a Deus Ex today. Everyone would be like, hey, this game already exists. No, but most people, because they're not happy with Deus Ex currently to a degree and we're waiting for a sequel, like, no, they would. It's like, dude, look at people play COD. Like, people just want another one. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, the other reason why these indie games even pop up because people, like, there are people who specifically like that genre and they'll keep getting more. And right now, Deus Ex, in a sense, is kind of a niche, even though it popped off everything we know today, including Deus Ex. I mean, Grand Theft Auto. Like, Deus Ex, a lot of games have Deus Ex to thank to the position of what they're at now. You know, Far Cry included. Or Far Cry 2 specifically. And even Demon Souls. But, the genre in itself, the immersive sin is kind of a niche. So, I mean, people would make another one, and they would happily. I'm down as fuck to play a Deus Ex ripoff. Like the hell, you know. But it would be a niche for sure. Sometimes it's the recognition and acclaim. Sometimes it's because the era, the last. Yeah. Sometimes one dev isn't enough to carry a project. Yeah, true. No game that has fun police chases, dude. Don't worry, I got you, bro. Give me a year or two. I got you. See, bro didn't play. I don't know. Some say, content creators are the lowest content. That's like 90% of indie games. A majority of them have no interest in actually making something worth. Yeah, exactly. You know how content creators create the lowest cost content that brings. Yeah. Most indie. Yeah, no. I mean, I would say looping in the at least passion project indie games compared to the slop is not a fair comparison because there's actual shit that's just trash. Like, they're decent games. They're not bad, right? Just they're not something worth consumers' money. Again, Power World is. At the end of the day, they made something people want. No one's asking for a random 2D platform sprite game at all. Literally at all. No one's asking or gives a shit outside of people within that niche. Again, no one's asking for a Deus Ex game. So to treat even my shit, it's like, yeah, no one's asking for that shit. As much as I would love more Deus Ex types, right? Who cares? The remaining 10% is enough to play the average person for long. I mean, again, Yeah, we have 10 pixel dog shit roguelikes, walking simulator, a bunch of AAA games that look indie enough that make indie fanboys don't know aren't actually indie. Dude, that is true. That is actually true. So she clapped back hard. Or him, I don't give a fuck. But who I mean, the thing is, that doesn't tell them. I mean, here's the thing: if you who cares, then you wouldn't be posting. I'm gonna be honest. So you know they're salty. But yeah, at the end of the day, I would say for sure keep doing. As long as you got your audience, you're fine. But it's just again, this is just the video, just because I always thought this too. It's like, bro, you ain't creative. It's the same shit, and no one gives a fuck. Some of these people think they're high, and again, they're weirdos. And some of these people there's always some weird shit between these 2D bit. I mean, wasn't that what dude left because everyone was saying he's a bitch, and he was a bitch. He was being an asshole. He was being a dick to a Japanese developer. And they're like, oh, I'm not gonna. Oh yeah, Fez or some bullshit like that. And oh, I'm not making. Man, you're a bitch. Get the fuck out. Give me more hidden lore, mindless actions. I don't give a shit about dark lore of Lethal Company. I don't interact with the game at all. It serves no narrative purpose. It's just there as game theory bait. Oh my god. The indie games has long passed. The accessibility of cameras doesn't make everybody Stanley Kubrick. Never sold well. Anyone who the hell would want another GTA 3? Actually, a lot of people. Someone's never even tried to look beyond Steam's front page. Actually, there's other stuff besides pixel shit. Also, I think the golden age of indie is coming now. I don't think there is no long pass. I'm gonna keep it a $150 because I couldn't name you. Like, to me, the golden age of indie is when it can compete with AAA, if I'm being honest. The accessibility of cameras doesn't make everybody Stanley. I mean, these cameras suck ass, so they're not Stanley Kubrick. I don't know what he's going on about. Hey, someone's trying. One of my 3 indie games is that there are way too many twee pixel platformers. And you're exactly, but no way in indie games making a game like skills required. The budget was anywhere from 5 to 7 million times. Exactly. At the end of the day, some people get it, they bring up, like, you're not getting it. It's the fact that and again, the fact that he has this thought is living proof that no one knows Dusk exists. Which I need to play, by the way. I have the other Doom-alikes, I'm gonna call them that. Or, arena shooters. But yeah, that's it. I came in just to talk shit, whatever, but like, I actually came in with a kind of insightful video, if that makes sense, but... Yeah, I thought this was funny, because I do think, like, again, this is coming from a gamer himself. I don't give a shit about... Like, I see 2D pixel, I'm like, you better have a hardcore gimmick, or I will not touch your shit. Like, and if something's like, oh man, it's got, like, Mega Man X shit, you got the dashes, the fucking saber, you got, like, if you got, like, fighting game input, oh, bro, I'm down as fuck. You're telling me I can Shoryuken and Tatsu in this game? Yo, here's my money. And that's all it is. It's what's your gimmick, right? And that's what it's nice that there are plenty of options for people to do that. I just think that they're very limited. Like I said, it's really kind of people that... you play that random SNES 2D pixel platform that no one gives a shit, and you're like, man, I would like more of this, and then it just again, it's like it's the same thing why we have so many Dungeons and Dragons stuff, I mean, I say that in general, but like D&D stuff, like, oh, here's your dragons, your wizards, there's Harry Potter, the Rings, Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy, there's a shit ton of fan because like they're all fucking nerds, and nerds are the kind of people that can make the shit in the first place. There's a reason there's not a lot of rip-off CODs, because most people who play that shit are dumb as fuck. They couldn't code if they tried. So don't worry, this loops back and treating the normies that don't give a shit about your pixel game. I'm just saying again, not really great, whatever, but hey, I think right now we're reaching a stage, because right now, I'll say this much, mini thing, is that there are 3 games in development for a specific group. Fan games, too, and I'm doing one of them. It's crazy, and they're like what I would consider AAA budget level, which is so cool. Fan games at a AAA quality level? Insane. So that statement is absolutely true. The golden age is coming this generation. It starts this year. Who knows what we're seeing in the next 5 years, and then in there, that's I think when we start into the golden age in 2030. That's my prediction. When I think the hardware to use Unreal Engine 5 is more accessible to people, But with that being said, thank you for coming in this video. Remember, every day is great when you chibi.